Amara was an 18-year-old girl living in Lagos, Nigeria. She was a freshman studying economics at the University of Lagos and lived a normal life like many other young people. Amara enjoyed hanging out with friends, shopping at malls, and browsing social media in her free time. One day, Amara and her close friends decided to go on a picnic at Bar Beach near Lagos to relax after a stressful final exam period. They prepared food, drinks, and games to have a fun day by the seaside. However, as soon as they arrived, the sky suddenly darkened and the wind began to pick up. A massive storm was approaching unexpectedly. Everyone hurriedly packed up their belongings and ran toward the cars to avoid the storm. In the chaos, Amara got separated from her friends and wandered into a nearby forest. She tried to find her way back, but the further she went, the deeper she ventured into the woods. The wind and rain grew stronger, and Amara became frightened, unsure of what to do. Suddenly, a powerful whirlwind swept Amara up. She felt as though she was floating in midair. Everything around her was spinning and blurry. Amara closed her eyes tightly, praying for this nightmare to end soon. When she opened her eyes, Amara found herself lying on a lush green meadow. Surrounding her were towering ancient trees and vibrant, colorful flowers. The sky was clear and blue, without a cloud in sight. Amara rubbed her eyes several times, unable to believe what she was seeing. She had been at Bar Beach during a violent storm. How could she suddenly be in such a paradise-like place? Amara stood up, looking around for clues about her current location. She noticed a small trail leading into the forest and decided to follow it, hoping to encounter someone. After about half an hour of walking, Amara heard the sound of running water. She turned down a narrow path and stumbled upon a stunning waterfall cascading from a high cliff. Below the waterfall was a crystal-clear emerald green pool. As she was mesmerized by the scenery, Amara was startled by a giggle behind her. She turned around and saw a young girl standing a short distance away, smiling at her. The girl had golden hair, striking blue eyes, and a face as beautiful as an angel's. Strangely, she wore a long white silk dress and a crown of flowers on her head, looking like a princess from a fairy tale. "Welcome to the kingdom of Celestia," the girl spoke in a voice as clear as silver bells. "I am Princess Aurora. Who are you and where do you come from?" Amara was astonished and didn't know how to respond. She stammered, I'm Amara. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. But where am I? How did I get here?" Aurora smiled kindly. "Celestia is a kingdom between worlds. Sometimes, people from other realms accidentally find themselves here through magical gateways. Perhaps that's what happened to you. Come with me, and I'll take you to the palace to meet my father. He will explain more to you." Still confused, Amara decided to follow Aurora. They walked through dense forests and vast plains until they reached a large city nestled against the mountains. The city was made of gleaming white marble, shimmering under the sun. At the center stood a magnificent castle with towering spires reaching into the blue sky. As they entered the city gates, Amara was surprised to see that the inhabitants were not just humans, but also strange creatures like mermaids, forest spirits, and fairies. They all lived in harmony together. Many people stopped to greet Aurora as they passed by, casting curious glances at Amara. Finally, they arrived at the palace. Aurora led Amara into a grand hall where a tall man sat on a golden throne. He had silver hair and a long beard, with a kind face and wise, sparkling eyes. "Father, I've brought our unexpected guest," Aurora said. The king smiled warmly at Amara. "Welcome to Celestia. I am King Orion. Do not be afraid, we will help you find your way home." Amara bowed and told her story. King Orion listened attentively and nodded. "I see. You accidentally passed through a gateway between worlds during the storm. This happens from time to time. However, reopening the portal to send you back won't be easy. We need to gather enough magical energy from the 4 lands of Celestia. You will have to embark on a long journey to accomplish this." Amara felt anxious. "But I don't know anything about magic. How can I do this?" King Orion reassured her. "Don't worry, Aurora will accompany and guide you. I will also lend you some magical items to assist you. Rest for the night, and tomorrow you will begin your journey." That night, Amara was given a luxurious room in the palace. She was still overwhelmed by the wonders she had experienced. A part of her was excited to explore this new world, but another part worried about whether she could return home. The next morning, Amara and Aurora prepared their supplies for the journey. King Orion gifted Amara a bottomless bag that could hold numerous items, a magical rope that could extend infinitely, and a compass that pointed to the 4 lands they needed to visit. Their first destination was the Forest of Light to the north, a magical forest where trees glowed brightly at night. Along the way, Aurora told Amara about the history and culture of Celestia. The kingdom had existed for thousands of years, home to many wondrous creatures from various worlds. Celestia was protected by ancient magic, shielding its existence from the outside world. After 2 days of walking, they reached the Forest of Light. As night fell, the entire forest lit up with countless colors. Flowers glowed, mushrooms emitted blue light, and giant fireflies flew everywhere. Amara was awestruck by the breathtaking sight. Aurora explained, "We need to gather the essence of light from the sun tree, the largest and brightest tree in this forest. But to reach it, we must pass the guardians of the forest." They carefully moved through the woods, avoiding waking the sleeping forest spirits. Finally, they arrived at the sun tree, a colossal tree towering over 100 meters tall, its trunk glowing like a small sun. Aurora showed Amara how to use a special glass bottle to collect the glowing sap from the tree. Once the bottle was full, they cautiously left the area. However, just as they were out of sight of the sun tree, they heard a noise behind them. A group of forest spirits had discovered their presence and was chasing them. Amara panicked, but Aurora quickly pulled out a small flute and played a soothing melody. The magical tune calmed the angry spirits, and they slowly retreated into the depths of the forest. "That was the Song of Peace," Aurora explained. "It can soothe any creature in this forest." They safely left the Forest of Light and continued their journey to the next land, the Valley of Winds in the east. Along the way, Amara and Aurora grew closer, sharing stories of their lives. Amara spoke of her life in Lagos, her family, and her friends, while Aurora listened curiously and asked many questions about the world beyond Celestia. After 3 days of walking, they arrived at the Valley of Winds, a vast land of rolling hills and wide plains. The wind constantly blew here, creating strange sounds as it swept through the grass and trees. Amara and Aurora successfully collected the magical wind energy from the valley, facing many challenges along the way. After gathering the energies from all 4 lands, they returned to King Orion's palace. Using the magical items Amara had collected, King Orion opened a portal to her world. Before leaving, Amara and Aurora embraced, promising to remain friends despite the distance. Amara stepped through the portal and found herself back at Bar Beach, where the storm had passed. Though she had returned to her old world, Amara would never forget her magical adventure in Celestia and her new friend, Aurora. She knew that somewhere, the wondrous lands of Celestia still existed, and perhaps one day she would return.